Favor is in how God prospers us. Favor is in this, and that's what you hear all the time. If you'll send me a seed offering, God's going to multiply you. You're going to get a bigger boat. You're going to get a bigger house. Oh my, I am literally getting physically sick when I long, Brother Curtis, I long to hear some good old-fashioned word. Every time I turn that channel, they tell me if you send me your money, I can promise you, you're going to have bigger barns. You're going to have that. And Brother Buddy, I'm looking at him saying, no, I want you to tell me what my soul needs. I want you to tell me what it's going to take to make it through the thing you're in. I want you to tell me how to get the real favor of God. Come on. Job said, he made the statement, Job 10th chapter, the 12th verse. Job said, thou hast preserved my spirit when you granted me life and favor. Job was saying that favor wasn't in all that I had. But when he lost it all, he said the favor of God was in his visitation. I said, oh, I'm getting there now. Some of you know where I'm going. He said the real favor of God isn't that crop that just went down. The real favor of God isn't in all those animals that just died. The real favor of God is when He preserved me with His Spirit and His visitation. Preservation this morning. I said the preservation Job was talking about was in the revelation. The preservation was in His revelation. The church we're living in, I told you before, they're like Job's friend. They looked at Job and said, listen, you got to have done something wrong to be lost everything you had. Well, they like to do that now. You know, they already said, oh, the refuge, we knew it all the time. We knew that wasn't nothing to it. Because if they was what they say they were, they'd already have a big church on 90. They'd already have a big bank account. But God woke this old country girl up this morning and said, my visitation is ready. Oh, this building can go down tomorrow. America go tomorrow. But you better be like Job. You better is hidden you, and that's the favor. That's right. Come on, amen. They may not have His presence. Come on. Like I don't believe His friends did, Job's friends. They may not have His favor, but because they still had their wealth, Job had done something wrong. Because they still had their health, Job had done something wrong. Right. Come on. Are we not living in that hour? Where the big churches, because they still got the bank account, because they're putting on their $1,000 suits and walking in and sitting down and beginning to sing, and they look down at the folks that are struggling, the folks that are going through hell and high water in this hour, the folks that are going through things, and they say, surely the Lord hath not favored them. I beg to differ with you. We better go back to the Word like God had to remind me this morning. I choose to say like Job, with no reservation, His favor is in His visitation. I said I choose like Job